Great. Now that my first tutorial is over, let's head on to the second tutorial. Damn, son. 2 tutorials in one day? I'm on fire. Let's go. So, if you want to start scripting, first of all, the very basic thing that you're going to need, well, obviously, is an application where you can do the editing. Because without that, how the F are you going to actually make a script? So there are a lot of applications out there in the internet, but for now, for the sake of simplicity, I'll use Pono, the default editor. So just ignore this error. I'll teach you how to fix it, but for now just ignore it. And yeah, after that, how do I maximize this? I guess it's working. Yep. And then you hit on this button right over here, the new one, and you'll get something like this. A lot of things that I have to make you guys understand. First and foremost thing you have to do is remove this part. Everything above, include a underscore samp, just remove it, forget about it. And then remove anything that's related to filter script for now. Alright, do remember to keep the main, like this is important. Remove and if delete. Okay, so how do we script? If you know any programming language like Java, C, C++, then believe me, you have an advantage. But for now, I'm just assuming that you have completely no knowledge, no scripting knowledge whatsoever. First of all, first line is a header file. What is a header file? Hold on, I don't know if you can actually understand what I'm saying. Header file. It's a header file. What is it? Basically, in this thing, this part of the file, there's a file inside the SAMP folder where every meaning of everything is written. Meaning of public, meaning of for, if, any keywords, everything is mentioned over there. So if I were to comment this, yeah, basically I don't know what to call it, something, yeah, these two thingies, these make a comment. What is a comment? Basically it will be in the script, but the compiler will not compile that part. It will just ignore it. It's just there. Compiler, a new term. I'll make you understand, but for now just understand that this part has all the things that the compiler needs to compile all the file. Moving on, what is a compiler? A compiler is basically something that converts everything that you've written over here, because a computer can only understand zeros and ones, right? So it compiles and translates all of this into zeros and ones, and then the computer basically understands what you've written. Alright? That's a compiler's job, is to compile stuff, to translate the stuff. Now, what was I supposed to say next? Okay, the next thing that I have to tell you, to know how to script, you basically need to know two very main components. One, variables and how to use them. Two, functions and how to use them. Without these two, believe me, you cannot script. I repeat, you cannot script without these two things. So you might be asking, what the fuck is a variable and a function? Well, I'll talk about variable for now. What is a variable? Well, just assume a variable to be an empty box. Alright? It's an empty box, and inside that box you can put something inside it. For instance, values. In the computer term, you can put in values. In the real world, however, you can put in items. So it's a box, and inside you can put in items, which is basically values. And why do we use it? Why do we need variables? So that when you take the values from something, for instance, let's say a player's health, alright, you store it inside a box, and then let's say after a while, let's say a player gets rammed into a car. What will you do? You will reduce the HP, right? So you take out that value, you take the value of the HP from that box, you do some sort of an operation to it, like you increase it, you decrease it, and then you put that value back into the box. Yep, that's all you have to do. Basically, a variable stores in values. Yeah, that's it. And with that values, you can do operation and then put it back inside. And what is a variable? It's something that varies. It's self-explanatory. What are functions? I'll talk about this in a later episode, tutorial, whatever. For now, just remember about variables. What I've covered what is a variable. Now, how many types of variables are there? Actually, no, they're not types. There are data types for variables. Data types. What is a data type? A box, let's say. Let's just assume that variable is a box. Inside, there can be only a specific type of item slash value that can be inserted. For instance, it could be either a digit or Boolean or a character, so on and so forth. There's also float. I'll tell everything. Don't worry. In that box, there can be only one of these things can only be inside it. Like for instance, inside that box, at first, if you put a digit and then you try to put a character in it, it won't happen. It'll give you an error. So you have to be very specific about the data type of that variable. Alright? And now here's the thing. First of all, there has to be a box so that you can put inside items, right? So first you need to create a variable. How do we do that? We do it like this. New. That means we're creating a variable. Alright? New. And then the name of the variable. And believe me, the name of the variable can be anything that you want. But all you have to do is remember the name of the variable so that if you want to take out items from it, you can call that name and then take the item out. Let's say for now I'll just name it int new oh my god, what do I keep it? Weapon, and then a semicolon. So in the memory there has been formed a box with the name weapon. Alright, there's a box, and in the label there's a weapon. In the label it's mentioned weapon. My god, my English sucks. And that box is completely empty for now. There's nothing. Oh my god, hold on, I've got a phone call. Yep, so right now we have created our very first variable. But let's say if we, oh yeah, there's int, there's float, there's char. These are the primitive data types. And if you want to extend it, there's a limit to how far. Oh yeah, int is basically whole numbers. Do you know what whole numbers are? 0, 1, 2, 3. Anything which does not have a decimal to it, like 1.0 or 1.1. This is not oh my god, 3x is not good. This is not an integer value. Integer is just whole numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, whatever the fuck you want it to be. Float. What is a float? This is basically decimal numbers, like 1.1545, whatever you want. What is a char? Char is anything with one, like, there's just one single digit, not digit actually, just one index. Like, this is a char. Ignore the commas, inverted comma, completely ignore it. This is a char, one char. Or this is as well a char. This is a char as well. Char equals to character. It could be anything, but we use it for specific conditions. We do not use the char 2 in place of integer. No, that's not how it works. Okay, these are the 3 primitive data types. If you want to increase it, there's another. Excuse me. String. String is the parent class of all the classes. I will tell you what a class means. Inside, actually, you know what? Just